The front end of this Java Swing-based coffee shop ordering system has three main windows: the mainframe, order form, and transaction form. The mainframe, Finals mainframe, is a starting screen with two main buttons: New Order and Transaction Log. These buttons are styled in coffee colors, light browns and beiges, to match the theme. Clicking New Order opens the order form while Transaction Log shows past orders. The order form is where users place coffee orders. It uses organized layouts, the grid layout and border layout, to arrange customer fields, product choices, add-ons, and buttons. Users can enter their name and quantity, select items and extras, and use buttons to calculate totals, clear the form, or save the order. A JTable shows a summary of the order with custom colored headers and rows, and the whole form uses consistent coffee-themed colors. Lastly, the transaction form displays a list of saved orders in a table. The table shows details like order number, custom name, items, add-ons, quantity, subtotal, VAT, service charge, and total. This window follows the same color theme as the other forms, giving the system a clean and professional look. Together, these windows create a smooth and user-friendly experience for managing coffee shop orders.
Greetings everyone, I'm Bautista Jr. And for my part, I will discuss the button add to order, as well as the transaction form, adding a row to the table, and what does it contributes to our system. Let's talk about the requirement first. The user should be able to give their name, their quantity order, and the selected product. Meanwhile, we have optional, which is the add. The first validation that we have is if the user can give their name and their ordered quantity. The system will notify them that all field or all text fields should be filled. The second validation that we have is if the user enter an invalid quantity. The try catch will execute and the system will notify the user again. The other requirements that we have is that the user should at least check one checkbox that represent the product of the cafe, such as espresso, Spanish latte, cappuccino, americano, and macchiato. And if the user did not select any of these products, then the system will notify the user again to choose at least one checkbox. There is a list and a variable to store the selected product. To function, there is a multiple if statement that if the user select a checkbox, then the system will get a text of the checkbox and store it on the variable. Just like the functioning of selecting the product, the selecting of add-ons is also the same. It has multiple if statement that if the user select a checkbox, it will store on a variable. However, the difference is selecting an add-on is not a requirement. Below, there will be two data type string to store the selected product and the selected add-on. And if the user select a multiple product or add-on, it will be joined together by also the string data type. And if the user successfully inputs all valid input, then the system will call the transaction form and the method to add a row with the parameter of customer name, selected product, selected add-ons, and the quantity. So let's talk about the transaction form now. There is a method below that if the user successfully inputs all valid input, then it will start to execute. So what this do? So it will add a row to the table with the order number, with the customer name, with the selected product, and if the user select an add-on, it will also add there. Then also the quantity of the order.
Good day, I am Kurt Lawrence B. Cabrera, and I will explain the window function in the copy shop program. First, the main class has functions to open two JFrame windows. They are child windows of the mainframe class. The automatic location positioning of the two windows helps the user to easily view two windows at the same time and makes it accessible. The dialogues in the program uses the option pane for showing appropriate messages when using the program. If one child window is closed, the main window is not affected by the child and simply dispose the window. When the main window of the program is closed, the program exits and closes all window running. Thank you for listening from my window function explanation.
coffee shop ordering system is designed to efficiently handle product selection, pricing, receipt generation, transaction tracking, and reset operation. The total amount calculation begins by checking selected products and add-ons checkboxes, each associated with a fixed price. These are summed and then multiplied by the customer's specified quantity to compute the subtotal. If the subtotal reaches 500 pesos or more, a 10% discount is automatically applied. This logic is managed in the calculate total amount method, which uses constant for pricing to ensure easy updates and code maintainability. The order receipt generation is handled in the calculate order method, which first validates inputs like customer name, quantity, and product selection. It compiles the selected items and computes their total cost, applying any discounts. A formatted receipt is then built and displayed through a J option pane dialog. The receipt includes all relevant details like the product, adds-on, quantity, prices, subtotal, discounts, and final total for formatted clearly for the customer. For transaction logging, the add to order method to gathers order data and passes it to the transaction form, where it's logged in a table. Additionally, charges like 12% VAT and 5% service charge are computed and included in the final transaction amount. The table is formatted to display financial values neatly, and a summary feature provides insights like total sales, number of transactions, and items sold. The system also features reset function. The clear for method clears all inputs and unchecks the checkboxes to prepare for a new order, while clear transaction log method clears the transaction history after user confirmation, reset counters, and shows a success message. These components work together to create a smooth, user-friendly experience for both customers and shop staff.
Greetings everyone. So let me walk you through po how the system calculates the different fees in our program po. So every time po a customer places an order, the program po automatically calculates four main values: the subtotal, the VAT, the service charge, and the total amount. So first po yung calculation is the subtotal. This is simply the base price po ng item multiplied by the quantity ordered. For example po, if one coffee costs 100 pesos and the customer orders two, the subtotal will be 200 pesos. Next naman po yung VAT. Next, we calculate po yung value-added tax. This is set po as 12% of the subtotal. So, if yung subtotal po natin is 200 pesos, then yung value-added tax niya po would be 24 pesos. Next po is yung service charge, which is 5%. This represents po yung fees like table, service, or percent, yung preparation. Yung magiging ano po nito, if yung subtotal po ay 200 pesos, the service charge po would be 10 pesos. Next naman po yung total amount. Yung total amount naman po, we add all of this together to get the total amount of the customer that he or she needs to pay. So, yung magiging ano po nun yung subtotal plus yung VAT, yung service charge. Kaya magiging total niya po is 234 pesos. Yung all this po, calculated values are added as a new row sa table po. So every successful order will show the subtotal, the VAT, the service charge, and the total amount. Yung system din po also formats these values as currency with the peso sign and two decimal places to make the display professional and easy to understand. Yung bonus feature po nitong ano namin is when we click the calculate total sales button, the the program po will execute ano the feature that mag-go through po siya sa lahat ng transaction, then mag-a-add po yung total revenue and i-show niya po yung number of transactions and items sold. Yun lang po. Thank you.
This transactional feature systematically records every customer's order, including their name, items purchased, add-ons, quantity, and financial details like subtotal, taxes, and final amount. When a purchase is completed, the system stores all relevant data but waits for manual confirmation before finalizing the record. Staff must click an Add to Transaction Log button to officially log the sale, ensuring intentional and error-free entries. Once the button is pressed, the transaction details are added to the system's order history and displayed in a JTable. The table does not update automatically. Instead, it refreshes only after the button is clicked, presenting the new transaction in a structured row format. This controlled approach allows staff to verify details before submission, maintaining accurate and organized sales records for reporting, customer service, and financial tracking.
Alcaria Gabrielle, and I'm going to discuss about the error handling. And in our error handling, it's just as simple that if the user did not input any of their information and the name, quantity, or even did not pick or choose any of the menu, they will not or they can't pass the order, or it will has fill up all the fields that needed. And on the name naman, you need to enter just letter, show small letters or lower cases A to Z or upper cases A to Z, and it can have a spaces. So on the name, they can process your order if it has a letter on it. It will give you an message dialog or error message dialog to enter a proper or only letters and space. And on quantity naman, you can't enter letters. Instead, you should enter numbers. So if you enter numbers, it will continue your order, and if you not enter a number, so you will have or it will show you an invalid output or invalid order. That's all. Thank you.
These job applications manages a coffee shops by handling both new orders and transaction loggings. User can input customer information, select from a variety of coffee products and add-ons, and specify order quantities. The system calculates order totals and applying discounts when applicable. It maintains a transaction log that records order details including customer information, items, prices, and calculated taxes. This log also provides tools for clearing transaction and calculating total sales, offering a complete solution for order management and sales tracking.